looks like I joined at the exact right time. Everyone is posting lull face, so I guess I interrupted something particularly funny. What am I funny, like a clown? Like an ant? Welcome! I saved you from Thanos. What do you mean? Well, anyway, welcome to the Super Mario Land DX stream. This is something kind of special. There was never a DX version of this game, and this is my first Game Boy game. And it's not the best Mario game, so I've never streamed it. So I actually don't remember very much of it. But, you know, some people don't like this game and give it shit, but I played it over and over and over again. And someone turned it into DX. It's pretty cool. Now hang on. You'll notice Mario's sprite looks a little different. What does DX even mean? Well, it means it's deluxe, it's special. So yeah, Mario looks very like he saw some shit. Exactly. Here, I'm lowering the volume a bit. I want to show you what the game actually looks like for comparison purposes before I begin. And I also, if anyone could get me the person who did this, that would be appreciated, because I don't know who made this, and now I'm feeling kind of bad about that. But here you go. So here's the comparison. You can see it's color because of Game Boy Color's colorizer feature, but this is what Mario's sprite looks like. Small. Yep, that happens. Well, that was in stereo. So who made this? Author is Toruz, Toruzz. Awesome. So yeah, I mean, it's just a slightly different Mario sprite that, again, looks like he's seen some shit. Seems to be... I don't know if there's any other improvements. Wow. Wow, look at that hitbox on that Goomba. Wow. It's a me! Oh, I'm real! Vinny, audio and gameplay are vanilla, right? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember this game very much. It could just be visuals. But yeah, the sprite is definitely a little bit better. You know, the walk cycle is kind of scummy, but that's just life. The colorization looks really nice. This isn't a fire flower, by the way. This is a different kind of flower. But it's Game Boy's 30th, it's Game Boy's 30th birthday. YouTube preview is now over, as I say. Game Boy is a little younger than me. And I loved the Game Boy, and I'm going to share a couple Game Boy memories while I stream this. Now, Super Mario Land 2 is pretty much better than this on all levels, most people would say. But I don't know, this game has its own charm. I mean, it was a nice attempt. What is this music? This isn't Star music. One of the things I like about this game is that it's so fucking different from all the other Mayro. It's the can, yeah. But like, this is not very much like, you know, the other Mayro stuff. Sure, you got Goombas. You got turtles that explode. You know, we're in Egypt. Level 1 is Egypt. It's really weird. Oh, check this out. Yeah. You can collect the kern. Yep. Oh, then there was these little mini games. It's not a very long game. I'd probably be able to finish this in one go. So yeah, you get to like a bonus stage. what's the name of this? This is Super Mario Land DX if you Google it. Two lives. That's good. I'm gonna need them. Vinny, when you say Egypt, you mean Sarasa Land. Of course, it's nothing to do with Egypt, you're right. Even though it looks vaguely like Egypt. I'm a little suspicious that maybe some inspiration was taken from Egypt, but yeah, it's where Daisy's from. Yeah, some people are saying the dev of this is in chat. Which I'll never find out, because everyone's gonna be like, "Hi, Vinny, I am the dev. My name is Devin. Yes, hello. Hi, I'm Daisy." Wow. I totally knew that was there. Oh, it is... Tora's is actually here, yeah. That's cool. But, yeah, this game has definitely got a soft interior. It's a nougat. You gotta get to the nougat. That's the problem. You may say, well, the sprite's too small, the Goombas are weird, the hitboxes are weird, it's not even a fire flower. And like, where's the rest of the Mario stuff? But then you get to the soft nougaty center, and you're like, oh, this is actually kind of a cool game in its own right. There's like an airplane segment. So before Mario Land 2 came out, I had this and Tetris, and that was it. So, you know, you gotta make the best of what you have. So I would just play this over and over and over again and try to get, like, high scores. Because that was replayability back in the day. We didn't have unlockables. Ah! In my day, we didn't have unlockables! In my day, we had, points. Vinny, did you get Wario Land? I did later on. I mean, I got a Game Boy more or less just when it came out. Vinny, so it feels like a different IP is what you're saying. Yeah, it feels like it's the opposite of New Super Mario Brothers. Is what it feels like. Subspace music. Yeah, this is the music that Smash used. This is where it's from, if you didn't know previously. Again, I feel like this is kind of a lost Mario game in some ways. Not entirely, I mean, people still know about it, but there's a lot of people that just, you know, go and play 1, 2, 3 in World, and they're like, yeah, that's it, I did the classics. But, again, the colorization here looks great. Really helps. I remember the game being kind of challenging. It's not yet, but I think it gets more challenging. How do I get that? Huh. Tora's also did Mario Land 2 DX, which, by the way, when I did Mario Land 2, I did a shitty version. I did a version that was like half colorized properly and half just lazy. So I didn't do it properly, which means I'm going to play the DX version at some point. Oh man, look at that. Oh shit! Got greedy. I was looking... Who's this? That's not Bowser. That's not King Kooper. Someone in chat said something very interesting. This game is a product of a time when there was no Mario formula. It's a neat little oddity. Well, it's a 1989 game. So, we've got Daisy here. Thank you, Mario. Oh, Daisy. I was always very confused by that text when I was a kid. There was a formula for Mario, but it was still being established. Like, Mario 1, 2, and 3. Here's a UFO. Because there's aliens in this game, why not? The formula of Mario was... Run. This is good music. The formula of Mario was run and jump. And then in Mario Land 2, because of Doki Doki, they basically made it vegetable, run, and jump. And then Mario Land 3 was throw hammer, use tail, run, and jump. Damn it, can't get that stuff. Not Land 3, I mean Super Mario Brothers 3. I'm a little, you know... yeah. I'm a little, yeah. It's fine. I'll be alright, everyone's gonna be fine. Yeah. Man, listen to that stereo. God. I didn't even know that was there. But yeah, I mean, they tried something a little different here, and they figured, well, we can put aliens in here, but it still feels like a Mario game. It's not so out of the realm of Mario. It would be neat to go back to Sarasland. Sarasland? Whatever, however the fuck it's pronounced. Maybe Charles knows. Ah! Goombers. Some pretty good guesses with the coloring. What I mean by that is, considering with Game Boy, all you had to really work with were 4 shades of gray. Not 50, but 4. If you're, you know, Toras, and you're in chat, like, right now, apparently, Vinny and green. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, green was the cabbage green screen. But, when Game Boy Pocket came out, it was all just like gray. Why are 1-ups hearts? I don't know. Again, an oddity. So yeah, in order to do a DX version... Yeah, and why did the turtles explode? In order to do a version like this, you kind of have to guess a little bit. Vinny, is this a ROM hack or a fan game? This is a real game. This came out 1989 on the Game Boy. This is a real video game, just colorized by someone who, I guess, cares enough about the game to make it cool. I guess you could call it a ROM hack. I hesitate to say that. That's a forbidden word. That's like, you don't say, who's the guy from Harold Pot? Voldemort. You don't say his name. I'm always afraid to say that word on stream. Wow, so much of this is flooding back to me. Much like Mario Brothers 1, you can't go left after you've gone right. So, no exploring. I'm your brother! I wonder, Torres, if you're here, are you gonna do Wario as well? Mario Land 3 Wario game? Just wondering. Vinny, I'm not spoiling that. Wait a minute, you're Vinesauce Silver? You've been subscribed to me for 6 months? Oh, that's cool. Thank you. I mean, I didn't know that someone who watched my streams made these DX versions. That's cool. Vinny, was that a threat? It most certainly was. I'm warning you, under the threat of extreme violence, make Wario Land DX, or be demoted to Vinesauce toilet. I'm very, very happy with this so far. This is a really nice job you did. So again, for anyone who's never seen this, this is an official Nintendo game. I don't know which R&D team made this. Like, I have no idea which team made this, but it's Mario-esque. But then you have an underwater sequence. It's weird. Yokoi Gunpei Yokoi made this. Okay. R&D 1. No shit. Even, you know, when I was a kid and I was playing this, I was like, ah, something's a little wrong with this game. But then, you know, when Mario Land 2 came out, I was like, yeah, this is more like it. This feels... And even that game's still really weird. It's got some strange levels. I mean, it's got, like, the inside of a whale. It's got space. Big Mario doll, and like, you're small. It's got ants. It's got a ghost house, which, that's a standby, but it's got, like, a zombie house, you know? It's cool. Oh, this fucking noise. Miyamoto wasn't involved with this game's development. That's why it was able to be so different. I mean, it's also the first, you know, game they probably worked on, or one of the first games they worked on for the hardware, so they were trying to figure out how to make a Mario game, and also, you know, using this hardware for the first time. The old saying of, like, you know, as a console's life cycle continues, the developers figure out tricks to get the most out of it. So when you know, when you're like a week, when you're still developing for a console that's not out yet, you're not gonna get something that looks as good as, say, Wario Land or Wario Land 2, which really look great for Game Boy games. Wario Land 2, I think, was simultaneously released on Game Boy Color and Game Boy. I consider Game Boy Color to be a successor to Game Boy. Nintendo didn't. They're just like, oh, it's a little upgrade. No, it's a different console, I think. I've always viewed it as such. I mean, it had enough exclusives. It wasn't like 3 games were exclusive. No, it was like lots of games, including the Metal Gear Solid game, which was great. Different cartridge. Oh, speaking of ants, I know no one mentioned ants. I want to show you a project I'm working on at the moment, chat, if you don't mind. I have a little project I'm working on. So, someone made a cool GIF of ants to make like a sour please, but the problem is it didn't really work for me because it didn't focus on the action well enough. I'll show you what I mean. If you just give me a second. It kind of just, you get a little bit of Michael Douglas, not enough Paul Rudd, and that's, you know, it's not really that great because you need the Paul Rudd slapping. Otherwise, you lose it. You're losing what makes it special. So I decided to edit ants into its own form for maximum perfection, like maximum humor. I can't find the version that someone else made. Let me get it for you. So I edited a version that can loop well, that could be a good GIF, and it focuses on all the right spots. I had to speed it up and slow it down and, you know, add like an extra ant. But you'll see, I actually, I think I'm brain damaged that I would do something like this, but I'm proud of it. Where's the... Someone... Ants, what was it? Emote, maybe? Ants, please. Okay, so, Nintendo Nerd made this. This is the version that they made, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's small, it's quick. You get a kind of a truncated version of it, but you don't get enough Paul Rudd knee slapping and chest slapping, and that's a problem. So here's the project I'm currently working on. It's not done yet, but it's close enough, and it could be made into a GIF. It could be maybe even made into an emote. I'm not sure. It might be too long for an emote, but this is here. It is. Oh, the sound isn't going to be there when the time comes. So ignore the sound. So that's my version. I did a lot of strategic cuts and zooms, and I actually really went in there and put the work in. So you can see it loops really well. I'm going to show you. So here's a full loop of it. You even get Michael Douglas shaking his head, really enjoying himself. You see? It works, and you get a new ant. That ant wasn't originally in there. I added that ant, that last one. And why am I doing this, some of you may ask. How dare you? Let's go. Can we see it one more time? One more time. Alright. And again, if you don't believe me, here's what the timeline looks like. That content will be available soon. I know I have a lot wrong with me. Like, I know. You don't have to even think it or say it. So anyway, this is like Easter Island type shit. And there's like weird rock dudes. They scared me because they moved real fast. They look like boogers though. Never to be seen again. Again, just another very strange, like, almost, like, conspiracy, not conspiracy, like mysteries. Like, you get UFOs, you get, like, pyramid-type stuff, like ancient Egypt mystery. Yeah, it's kind of like the mysteries of the world, the Seven Wonders, that kind of thing. They were in Odyssey? Oh yeah, they were kind of in Odyssey. They brought them back. They brought a couple things back. Not the stone boogermen. You got the Jaxies. Yes, UFOs, one of the 7 wonders of the world. You bet. That's the 8th wonder. Though they're not of this world, so it doesn't really count. Half the fun of this game on repeated playthroughs, aside from trying to collect points and not die, was just to find, like, the secrets. If only just to know that one was there. So, like, if you played the game for months and then you finally found the new secret, that was new content. That was like DLC. That's all we had. You know, especially when, like, I had the Game Boy and I only had 2 games for it. Finally, like, discovering a new secret, like, pipe or treasure chest was... Or, not treasure chest, was, question mark block. That was, like, bonus content. That was amazing. Where's the music? Oh, we're running out of time. Oh boy. Yeah, there's this whole rock segment. This is another weird moment. Someone just said old man reminiscing about clouds. What?! Hey, speaking about meatballs, there's some weird meatball commercial. I think it might be Olive Garden, and they're like bragging about their largest meatball yet. It's this weird fucking ad where they just show the spaghetti being like dominated, decimated by a giant meatball. Like, I don't watch TV, but I saw that because I was watching The Orville, which was good, by the way. The whole season was good. The final few episodes were great. Very, very much enjoyed. Hang on. Giant meatball, Olive Garden. Huh? I just want you to see how ridiculous this is, because it doesn't... Giant Italian classics at Olive Garden. I've never eaten at Olive Garden, by the way. Never once, and I've only heard about diarrhea stories from Olive Garden. You know, so this is definitely not an ad. I just want you to see how absurd this this meatball is. Please bear with me a moment. Is this commercial a fucking joke?
You can't miss at Olive Garden. All new giant Italian classics.
Why do we need it to be so big?
At $12.99. 4 new specialties done up in a big way.
What is that?
Giant chicken parmigiana.
No.
All new giant Italian classics. Big way up in a big specialties done
Look
up
at this. What are they doing with this fucking thing? Why are they like decimating the spaghetti? Think about how much of that splatter is now all over the table and the person's pants. There's no need for this. You don't need a big meatball. You can get several smaller ones.
Big way.
Big boy.
Up in a big way.
Big boy. Alright, so that's what I get for watching even a moment of commercials. I have to see giant meatballs. The reason that meatballs are good is because there's like edges to them. Like when you fry meatballs, you know, there's like a soft, innery meat with ball, and the outside of it is like a little, not crusty, but it's like, you know, it's got a fried texture. It's nice. And that's why meatballs are better. Like when I make meatballs, I make them kind of small. Not too small, but enough that I can enjoy the nuances of the meatball. The reason that the meatball exists in the first place. I don't know how to get up there, by the way. That's an interesting conundrum. If you'll allow me to rant for one more moment, I forgot to tell you guys a story. I talked about my Thanos experience the other day in the movie theater. And it was one of those fancy movie theaters where you can order food and they bring it to you. So I ordered some food, and the food came with a little cup of coleslaw, which was just like, it looked like just shredded cabbage. It wasn't even like, there was no sauce on it or anything. And they're trying to be fancy, I guess. But there was no utensil. What did they want me to do with it? So I used a French fry to shovel some of the coleslaw in my mouth, and it wasn't even good. It wasn't even good. But otherwise the theater was great. There was great, you know, the movie was entertaining. I feel like I got my money's worth. But also they had like in this theater, it's an IMAX theater, it's new. They had a you know, there's like a what was the word for it? A mural, kind of. A printed mural of classic movie stars. And it was like Humphrey Bogart. Shit. It was like Humphrey Bogart. It was like, you know, Marlon Brando. It was Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz. It was all these classic movies and characters, just kind of all the characters lined up. And then it was Frodo wearing the ring. And I took a picture of it. I'm not going to show you because there's no reason, but I was pretty happy about that. I was like, oh, there he is, that son of a bitch. But it was weird because he was almost as tall as everyone else in the mural. Vinny, you went into an AMC? It was an AMC, yeah. I was like, that's not accurate. Frodo's not that tall. Vinny, show now. No, I'm not going to.
Alright then, keep your secrets.
Vinny, I take it you're not familiar with the bigger Frodo theory, then. Listen, there's definitely some lunatic that came up with that fucking— Ah! Someone has a theory. Oh, I'm sorry to keep pausing the stream, but there's another thing that I need to show you. Thanos is real. Oh wait, I showed you this last night. Never mind. I showed you the Thanos flashlight. But have you seen this? Have you seen the glow-in-the-dark Mario pin? So here's a pin, like an enamel pin. And it looks good. It kind of looks like classic Game Boy Mario. But the problem is, when you turn the lights out, it looks like this. They didn't fill in the rest of the stuff with the glowy material. They made a mistake. Or did they? So that's my Game Boy memories. Vinny, will you be doing a playthrough of the Gollum game? It's such a weird thing. But, I mean, yeah, there's a Gollum game coming out. I'll play it. Sure. Like, you just have to— yeah, there really is. Look it up. And you play as Gollum. I'm assuming you just have to, like, beat fish, eat fish, like, not shit yourself. Like, rub dirt on yourself.
Tasty, sweet. Why are you making a game of us, precious? We don't want there to be a game about us! Why not make it about Aragorn? You filthy, stupid hobbits! Just take the game, precious.
So, Gollum, tell me a little bit about your video game.
Well, you know, Jay, it was pretty,
This is the worst stream ever. Yeah. Vinny, why is Gollum so sad and crusty? Do you really want me to go into it? He was corrusted by the power of the ring. That's it. That's the only answer. Why would I do that? Vinny, there was an Aragorn game in the late zeros, early tens. I don't like that. Late zeros, early tens. I didn't know there was an Aragorn game. But, saying late zeros is weird. Late 2000s works better.
well, you know, Jay. I was with Deagle in a little boat. Oh. Did the boat go fast?
Even these bonus rooms are so fucking weird in this game. They're just like... It's like there's death in the bonus rooms. They're just set up in a really strange fashion. There's a video going around today of an SNL skit from the early 90s with Adam Sandler and what's his goddamn name? Rob Schneider, who plays a telephone book. No, it's like a gyro place, and I remember it when I was a kid, and it was weird going back and seeing the video again. Because it was quoted so fucking much, and I totally forgot about it. George Costanza... Yeah, Gyro. Gyro, Gyro. George Costanza is in the episode. So he's the guest host. Jason Alexander. And he basically plays himself. Oh, look, it's the elder lad. There we go. And, he just goes up to ask for more juice for his gyro. And the guy behind the counter, Rob Schneider, goes, "Oh, you like the juice?" And then Adam Sandler's like, "Oh, you like the juice?" And he just keeps repeating, "This good juice, right? You like the juice." And this fucking skit is not funny at all. It's so bad. But everyone was doing the "you like the juice." I get you more juice. And it was something I hadn't thought about in many years. But apparently it's going around the internet again. I think it was posted on a meme website.
Yes, my friend.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, how can I do?
I was wondering, can I get a little more juice for the sandwich?
You like the juice, eh?
Like, why are people laughing at this?
You know.
The juice is good, eh?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be like, yeah, copyright claim. I'm probably gonna get my channel, like, raided by the FBI if I continue to play this, but...
Juice for the gyro. What?
I like the juice.
Yeah. So it's that for 6 minutes.
So you...
And then Shrek is like, what's going on with the juice?
Bathroom is good.
And then they're like, you don't like the sketch. We ended the sketch, right? Yeah. So, but I can't believe that I forgot that goddamn sketch. Because it was everywhere. Like, SNL genuinely had some good moments. When I was young, I would watch Comedy Central, and they would do repeats of SNL from, like, the past couple years. So I caught a lot of the Dana Carvey, Mike Myers, Adam Sandler stuff, and there's some good stuff in there. Wayne's World was always entertaining. There was some, you know, Chris Farley was great, but then there's just some sketches, like, you gotta write these sketches that will air on Saturday. So you have, like, 7 days to prepare with a host who sometimes doesn't know how to act. Apparently when, I think it was Conan was writing, George Steinbrenner, the owner of the New York Yankees, was a host. And he was just this prickly old bastard. Like, why would you get the owner of a sports team as a guest host on an acting show? But, so not every sketch is good. In fact, most of them aren't. Let's be real. And then, you know, people always joke and like, oh, Saturday Night Live has just gotten worse and worse. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of has. It really kind of has. John Mulaney has a good bit about having a right from Mick Jagger. I can't even imagine. You like it a juice, huh? See, now I'm doing it. No. No, we're not doing the juice thing. I'm not bringing, no. Anyway, let's talk about this. This is Sekiro Land. So, you know. Again, there's a theme. My stream has had a theme the past couple of months. I should do the Mikiri counter, huh? Vinny, this is Chinese, not Japanese. Oh. My bad. Fuck! I didn't actually say it was Japan, I just said Sekiro. Oh. Sekiro, which is Japan. Shit. Alright. Well. I don't know, what do you want me to do? Should I go to Sunday Mass tomorrow? God damn it! I need the body of Christ. That's the only way to proceed. But what is now? Someone help me explain, or someone not help me explain, but someone help explain to me what this has to do with the mysteries, the wonders of the world. I mean, there's these dudes jumping around. I don't really get that. What's going on here? The Great Wall? Those are hopping ghost zombies. Well, those were in Spelunky, kind of, weren't they? Some form of that? The jumping guys are zombies. Well, is there some kind of lore in ancient China about jumping zombies? Those are... hang on. Jiangshis. A type of zombie. Okay. Jiangshi? Oh, I missed it. Oh, I missed! Put me back in. Damn it. Put me back! I'm not ready! You fight one in Castlevania Order of Ecclesia as well. I will be streaming Order of Ecclesia at some point this year, I'd imagine. My streaming schedule has been kind of... not schedule, but like the stuff I had planned on streaming this year. Some of the classic games, like Final Fantasy IX, which is still going to happen, it's just a little later than I originally planned. There's been so many good games that have come out in the past 6 months that it's totally overridden some of the other shit I was going to stream, like Castlevania. Well, I did Aria of Sorrow, so that was a Castlevania stream. I was also going to stream Zelda, Oracle of Ages or Seasons, eventually both. But now that we have Link's Awakening coming out on Switch, I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with those. I might still stream one. I just don't want it to be like Zelda Overload of the same style, which I'm sure most people would be okay with it, because they're just good games. But, also Wario Land 4 is on the agenda. But can someone please tell John Video Games to stop having good games come out lately? If there's too many games that are out that I like, that I want to stream, then I can't, you know, stream other stuff. But as soon as there's a bit of a lull, yes, I use that word, lull, in the releases of games that I want to stream and play, I will tackle some of those games I just mentioned. Vinny, just clone yourself and make a second channel. Easy stream content. VDub expressed interest in making his own channel. And I fucking told him no. So he's not gonna do it. Though, you know, it's funny, VDub was... VDub mentioned something about Modern Warfare 2 HD that I got for free on my PlayStation game console, that he was thinking about checking that out at some point, you know, and like talking about his memories of when he was like poning, back when gaming was real, you know, before all this Battle Royale stuff he was saying. Oh man, look at all these. I think he meant Modern Warfare 1, not 2. Yeah, which is the remaster that came out, 1 or 2? One? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one I have. I played it for about 45 minutes when I got it for free on PS Plus. And I was like, oh, I liked Modern Warfare 1. Like, I'm probably gonna enjoy this, because that was one of the last Call of Duty games I really genuinely loved. And, you know, 45 minutes was enough. I don't think I would replay the single player, which was good, by the way. That game actually had a pretty decent single player, and I liked the multiplayer, and I don't really have a lot of bad things to say about it. It was just a good fucking game. At least that's how I felt at the time. Now I just don't think I could put the time into it, the effort. VDub, however, expressed interest. So now we watch as Mario kills innocent birds that are just trying to migrate away from the winter. Which is why this game was banned in America for so many years. It wasn't. It's a simpler time, when you could only shoot 3 bullets at a time. Because you couldn't have that many moving objects on screen all at once. But yeah, Mario really, really did a lot of cool shit in this game, didn't he? You know? Plane level. Kinda cool. Submarines. But yeah, Game Boy was such a... I mean, it's 30 years since Game Boy came out, so it would make sense for me to share a couple memories about the system as a whole. And I just remember just fucking, like, yeeting through batteries. That's the wrong word for that, but... The battery life was pretty decent on Game Boy, but it was still so easy. And I didn't have an adapter, so if I didn't have batteries, I couldn't play Game Boy. Not knowing that there was an adapter, and neither did my parents, it was just, like, battery after battery after battery. Oh, my favorite Mario enemy, Feast! And Sheep Cloud. Ah! Now, what's this alien's name again? It's Tatanga, which not to be confused with Topanga, which was another 90s staple. Oh, Daisy, Daisy. Thank you, Mario. Your quest is over. So remember, Mario got with Daisy before Luigi did, so technically Luigi got some sloppy seconds.
Stupid hobbitses. They stole it. Our precious. We'd get it back, but we're so dummy thick. And the fat one can hear us sneaking up on Master by the clap of our ass cheeks.
Desert wrote that. I was told by someone to read that. That's a tweet from Desert. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, that's it. That's the whole game. And now Mario gets to fly in a fucking, like, rocket jet. That's enough Vinesauce for a month. You're more than welcome. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's a lot shorter than I remember it being when I was young. I guess I just died a lot when I was a kid. And, more than that, you know, you just kind of... time moves at a different pace when you're young. Nary said that when he looks up Mario Enamel Pin, he gets this. Kill it.
Kill the pash.
The end. Yeah, that's the game. I don't think there's any new game plus type shit. I don't remember. But it's a short-ass game. 4 worlds, 3 levels to each world, which is different from Mario Brothers, which is 4 worlds, 8 worlds, and 4 levels per world. Vinny, yeah, there's a hard mode. How do you get that? You're doing hard mode right now? Really? Oh yeah, there's a couple more enemies. Go through like the first level or 2. And just, again, mention that I loved this game, but you can see how it would wear out pretty quickly. Just playing through the same, however many levels, was it 12 levels? That's it? Just 12 levels. Over and over and over again. But having a Mario game portably was pretty incredible. And then when Zelda came out, oh my god. I would not stop playing that game. Link's Awakening is still a great game. Game Boy or not. Oh my god, Lois. But it's just, like, when it came out, it was beyond anything that was on the Game Boy at that time. There was some other stuff that I played. I wish I could have, like a look at my Game Boy collection. I really wish I could find my Game Boy collection. It's somewhere. Here's, off the top of my head, here are the games that I had. I had a lot of early Game Boy games that weren't all that great, like Alleyway, which had Mario in it for some reason. He was just... It's just Arkanoid or Breakout, but with Mario, and it wasn't that good, and I couldn't get past certain level because it got too fucking difficult. Solar Striker, another game made by Nintendo. It was like just a generic space shooter. Jeremy Parish covers it on his channel. And, it was okay, but it was, like, again, I couldn't finish it because bab skills. And also, I didn't like the game that much, but I had it. I remember my Uncle Sal. Yes, my Uncle Sal. Wow, a Sal living in New York, what a surprise. He got it for me. I don't know how I remember that. So, Zelda, Link's Awakening, I had Balloon Kid, which was a platformer based on Balloon Fight, but with a kid. That was another game I couldn't get past, like, level 3 or 4. I had Mario Land, Wario. I had baseball. I expressed no interest in baseball, but someone bought me baseball when I was a kid. Tetris, of course. Dr. Mario. Wait, no, I don't think that came out on Game Boy. Oh, Castlevania Adventure, which is the bad one. Wow, they really went mental with the enemies in hard mode. I didn't have Final Fantasy Adventure. I didn't have anything Final Fantasy on Game Boy. Oh, Kid Icarus was good on Game Boy. I had Mega Man... Yeah, I did have some Mega Man games. In fact, I had the Game Boy Mega Man games, and not the console ones, because I think they were cheaper. Which is why I didn't get the console ones, they bought me the Game Boy ones. I had 2 and 3. So... Oh, or 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 I had. And they were hard. Again, I don't think I finished them. I was able to do Mega Man 4 on the NES, but I couldn't complete Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 on Game Boy. I know that they got kind of different, too. Like, they had, like, a rocket arm in one of the Mega Man games. I had the Terminator game on Game Boy, and I hated it so much that we returned it, and I got, Ren and Stimpy instead. So, I had the Ren and Stimpy Game Boy game, which was a little crusty. Very crusty. You threw toothbrushes. Another game I could not finish. Like, these games were not balanced properly. And... especially not for someone who was like 5, 6, 7 years old. Kirby's Dream Land I loved. I loved Kirby's Dream Land. Again, short game. Not a ton of replay value, but it was good. And it was the Kirby game where you couldn't suck the powers. So I had to go through Kirby, you know, I thought Kirby was just a little ghost that's, like, shot air. And I didn't know that Kirby could, like, swallow abilities until I got Kirby's Adventure on the NES, which I rented, so I never owned that game. But for, like, a year or 2 years, I just thought that Kirby, his only power was to suck and then blow gusts of wind and not actually steal powers. And on the cover of Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby was just a little white ghost boy. So, I didn't know Kirby was supposed to be pink. But yeah, this is a bit of a hardy challenge. I probably did hard mode when I was a kid. I just don't remember. I also had to keep in mind I could only play for as much battery as I had. So there would be times where I would play less of one game, and then just turn the Game Boy off quickly so I could play more later. The other game I had that I'm remembering just now is Metroid 2, which I hated and loved. I did complete that, but I would get lost so much. I would get lost forever in that game. And it would scare me. What the fuck was... What the hell? Metroid 2 scared me because it was so vast and so... weird. It's just a weird fucking game where you're just alone in this shitty planet and there's, like, weird creatures and lava. that's one of the things that still work for it. So like when AM2R and Samus Returns were made, you did kind of lose some of that. So I wouldn't ever recommend anyone go back to Metroid 2 on the Game Boy if they're not really feeling it. But it definitely has some unique elements that I don't think were captured in its remakes. Even though AM2R is just on another level of amazing. It's like they improved it 98%. Did you ever play the Donkey Kong Land games? No, sadly. Did you read the game's manual on the way home? So here's my other Game Boy memory, and my NES and Super Nintendo memory. I didn't keep the manuals in boxes. My parents thought they were trash. Oh, it's just junk. You don't need this. They called me a junk collector if I kept the manuals in boxes. It wasn't until... I don't even have my Chrono Trigger stuff. Like, Chrono Trigger meant so much to me, and I did not keep any of that stuff because I felt guilty about that. It wasn't until N64 games that I kept the boxes, and I still have my N64 boxes and manuals to this day. You only need the manuals. Agreed! It would have been nice just to keep the manuals. Like, I have Zelda. It would have been nice because there was some lore. I missed out on lore. In some of these NES games and Game Boy games, the lore wasn't presented in-game. So if you wanted to know what the fuck was happening, you had to read the manual. That was part of the experience. That was the tactile part of it. And, again, I got called a junk collector. So they got thrown out. Vinny, do you have Super Nintendo Chrono Trigger on cart? I do. I still have Chrono Trigger, the cartridge, yes. I have most of my old games, still. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm not doing another full playthrough. I just wanted to see what kind of stuff changed. And yeah, they just throw a bunch more enemies at you. Just a lot of enemies. This game still kind of holds up in some ways. It's not as, like, the controls aren't as tight as the other Mayros. But for the first Mayro game and for, like, the black sheep of the family in some ways, this is pretty good. I think the DX version helps tremendously. Mario actually looks like Mario, and the colors are nice. So I'd recommend it. It's worth an hour. And yeah, you get a hard mode. So there's a couple things to do. Vinny, I always thought this was a lava stage, because the fish were skeleton-looking and the seahorses spat fire. Oh yeah. What are some of the more polarizing black sheep games you've played? Well, you know how much I love Zelda 2. Castlevania Adventure isn't just polarizing, it's just bad. The Simon's Quest. Some people like that game a lot. I don't. I think it's just okay. It's just too annoying. But there were some neat ideas in there. I had some NES games that were probably polarizing, but I can't remember what they were. Vinny, will you play Mario Land DX tonight since one is so short? I don't... Mario Land 2 DX. No, I'm good on that. I had some bad N64 games. I wouldn't say polarizing, like, or like, you know, outcasts of a franchise, but I wanted games on the N64 and they weren't coming out, so I was buying shit like Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. I don't like hockey. Did you hear that BSNES can... Oh, Castlevania 64, I like that game. I hate it and I like it. Did you hear that BSNES can soon display Mode 7 in HD? Yeah, and there's a video of it. I'll show you. I'm going to stop playing this now, but thank you for watching Mario Land DX. It's pretty good. It's worth a shot. Even if just to reflect on the Game Boy. What? So here's this new BSNES HD thing. This is what Pilot Wings looks like normally. And the Mode 7 gets real crusty. But soon there will be a way to do this with it. I mean, you know, it's still going to be pixels, but it looks smoother. It looks nice. I mean, so for a game like this, or maybe a Mario Kart, it helps. Just a couple little things. I mean, Castlevania 4 has a couple of Mode 7 sequences. I'd say Mario Kart, it probably makes the biggest difference. I mean, just see for yourself, really. F-Zero, you can see how pixely it gets, and then you have... Okay, this person's just going around. This is a Mad Little Pixel video, if you want to watch it. Seems like they're explaining the whole thing. Seems kind of cool. I will check out a game on this thing at some point. Maybe when it's a little further along. But there's the direct comparison. Not bad. Vinny, would you do a stream of DK 1994? I have already. It's one of my favorites. Chrono Trigger has Mode 7 as well, right? Not too much of it. Let me check out something. Best Game Boy games. Okay, so other Game Boy games that I had that I didn't mention. So here are the games that pop up on Google immediately. So I had this, I had Kirby, I had Mario Land, Zelda, Pokemon Red I had, forgot to mention that. I had Mario Land 2, Wario Land, Metroid, Kirby's Dream Land. So I had basically all of these games, the first ones that come up, I had. I didn't have Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy. If that's what you're talking about, Donkey Kong Country on Game Boy, no, I've never played that. This is Game Boy? I guess there was a release. I didn't have other Pokemon. I didn't have Gargoyle. I didn't have Donkey Kong Land. Donkey Kong 94. I played it. I didn't have it. Some of these games are not Game Boy games. I don't know what's happening here. Google, please. This one, you mean? Donkey Kong 94. Yeah, no, I played the fuck out of it. I didn't own it. Good game. Wario Land 3 I didn't have. Oracle games I did have, but that's Game Boy Color. We're not talking about that right now. Didn't have Dreamland 2. Icarus. Just trying to remember more than anything. Balloon Kid. Yeah, Balloon Kid's there. Didn't have Wario Blast. I missed out on a lot of Game Boy games now that I think about it, but I don't know why Google is being so weird. Why don't you just have the games that are on Game Boy only, Google? But essentially, I'm not going to be streaming a whole lot of Game Boy stuff anytime soon, aside from maybe an Oracle stream. But the Game Boy was a great system. Some of the games did not age well. They were still coming off the NES and arcade era, so some of the games just like short, overly difficult, really, really scummy looking games. But then you have Kirby, and then you have Zelda, and Mario Land 2, and Game Boy Camera I had, which I forgot even to mention that, but I don't really view it as a game. But Game Boy Camera was great, and it had some WarioWare-esque things, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of Mario Paint. I didn't have the printer, but good fucking little tool to just mess around with, especially before phones and cameras became commonplace. And I remember trying to play Final Fantasy Legend, was it? No, Final Fantasy Legend was Secret of Mana 1. Right? So it was Seiken Densetsu 1. Or Legend 1 and 2 were Saga games. Oh, Final Fantasy Adventure was Seiken Densetsu 1. My bad. So then I didn't play that one. Never mind. And Wario Blast I never had. What is that? Anyway, here's some minion pins. All right. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back. I'm going to play a song that I was very happy to hear in the movie theater yesterday, 2 days ago, sorry. And I'm also going to take a quick break. The new King Gizzard album is good. I listened to all of it once. I will play songs from that during the week. But I'm going to play a song from a movie that I saw. You might recognize it. And I'll be back with Smash, so stick around.